What is the meaning of life? Various philosophical perspectives exist, many of them asserting life's inherent meaninglessness, while just as many argue the opposite. But there is one philosophy which came to a different conclusion altogether. Life is absurd. Existentialism as a philosophy has three core concepts at its center, which are: existence precedes essence, authenticity and individuality, and anguish and responsibility. The first concept challenges the traditional philosophical idea that individuals have a predefined essence or purpose, as well as advocating that each individual is responsible for creating their own identity and determining the meaning of their existence. The second concept emphasizes the importance of authenticity and individuality. It encourages individuals to live in accordance with their true selves, rather than conforming to societal expectations or adopting roles imposed by others. Authenticity involves self-reflection, self-awareness, and the courage to make choices based on personal values and beliefs. The third and last concept recognizes that the freedom to create one's own meaning in life comes with a sense of anguish or existential angst. However, existentialists argue that this anguish is an essential part of human existence. It serves as a reminder of the individual's responsibility to confront and grapple with the challenges of existence and to make choices that give life meaning and purpose. These three core concepts heavily connect and intertwine in the outlook that existentialists promote. It promotes a focus on the individual's freedom, responsibility, and the constant search for meaning in a world that may seem absurd or devoid of inherent purpose. Unlike other philosophical perspectives that propose predetermined purposes or values for individuals, existentialists argue that humans have the freedom to shape their own existence through choices and actions. The tension between freedom and responsibility is a central theme in existentialist thought. Existentialists argue that with freedom comes the responsibility to make choices and bear the consequences of those choices, which also imply a heavy burden on the pursuit of the individual's freedom. The fear of making wrong choices and the weight of taking full responsibility for one's actions further contribute to the burden of freedom. However, existentialism encourages individuals to embrace this burden, accepting the challenge of making authentic choices that align with their true selves and taking responsibility for the consequences. By embracing their freedom fully, individuals have the potential to shape their own lives and create meaning in an otherwise absurd world. My personal favorite story, which depicts the core values of this philosophy, is The Myth of Sisyphus, which is a philosophical essay written by Albert Camus, originally published in 1942. The essay explores the concept of the absurd and the philosophical question of whether life is worth living in a seemingly meaningless universe. Camus begins by examining the myth of Sisyphus from Greek mythology, where Sisyphus, a mortal punished by the gods, is condemned to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity, only to have it roll back down as he nears the top. Camus sees Sisyphus as a symbol of the human condition, endlessly toiling in a repetitive and ultimately futile task. Camus argues that human existence is fundamentally absurd because there is an inherent tension between the human desire for meaning and purpose and the inherent meaninglessness of the universe. He asserts that the human mind seeks to find meaning and order in an indifferent world, but ultimately fails to do so. According to Camus, there are three possible responses to the absurd: physical suicide, which means escaping the absurd through death, or a philosophical suicide, which means embracing a religious or philosophical belief system that provides meaning. But Camus rejects the first two responses as escapes from the absurd, and instead advocates for embracing the absurd and living life to the fullest, while still finding personal meaning and joy in life's small pleasures and moments of rebellion against the absurd.